President Paul Biya, during his end of year speech, said he is more than determined to govern the people of Cameroon than ever. So that particular statement, many people interpreted it to be he is willing to run for the upcoming presidential election come 2025. And according to the CPDM, they say they have decided, all of them, militants of the CPDM, that President Paul Biya will represent them. And also they are backing it up with the Constitution of Cameroon, Article 6. And gathering all this, we are sure at least 80% that President Paul Biya will run for the upcoming presidential election. The question is, will he win the election? Many Cameroonians say there is no doubt, because today, even President Paul Biya run with Jesus Christ, he will still win. If this is your first time joining TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. Many people out of Cameroon who are not Cameroonians are asking Cameroonians, why is it that you people allowed an old person to be governing you people? And all over Cameroon, or when you meet any Cameroonian, they will tell you that they don't want President Paul Biya, but in each election he usually wins. Why? Cameroonians are not the one voting for President Paul Biya. The CPDM are the one voting for President Paul Biya, because they have a strategy that they have put in place, a system that they have created, and that system is permanent. If you look at the voter registration, they just declared recently, and then when you look through all, it's around 7.something million people who register. And when you look through the explanation and the presentation, if somebody like Cabral be presented, you discover that there are around close to 30 million Cameroonians. And out of the 30 million Cameroonians, we have youth who are the majority. There are more than 68% the population of Cameroon. And where are they? Because when election presented the final list for the registered voters, you discover that youth are even lesser than, I'm talking about 20 to around 30 years people, are lesser than. So where are they? Even if they are there, would they vote, and would their vote be counted? That is the question many Cameroonians are asking, and many people are discouraged. But the message we are sending out today is that if you truly have registered, struggle by all possible means to check whether your name is on the electoral list and where, so that on that day you should not be confused. Because the government of President Paul Biya, one of the strategies is that they are using disorder as a strategy. The voter registration, they know that Cameroonians care less about certain things. They always rush at the tail end to do things. So they confuse the names. You register maybe in a Douala, and then your name will appear in Bamenda, or in this place, or in this division, your name will appear in a different division. And then all this confusion, and then they already know that Cameroonians would not do this. They will not check their names when they call them to do it. It's only at the tail end, and all in the midst of all that confusion, many of them will say, I'm not going to vote, and they will take advantage of it. So we have to prepare ourselves. If we cannot do it the way we believe, we cannot do it this way, then we shall have to go the way of the bishops of the Catholic Church to pressure President Paul Biya not to stand, because the whole issue is President Paul Biya. There are some certain things that if you remove maybe one obstacle, the main obstacle in a thing, then you can succeed in removing everybody. But if President Paul Biya, we can manage to remove him, then we are sure, and we will be sure that it will be very easy to defeat the CPD. All of them link depend on the CPD, on President Paul Biya. And President Paul Biya, if removed, that will be the best way. If all Cameroonians now will stand and say, on the day President Paul Biya will open up and say, I am running for the upcoming presidential election, in which many people are waiting for, but indirectly they have said it. Because this guy, Evan Golengolet, was on my Medium Prime, and then he talked about this whole issue and say, for President Paul Biya to say, I'm going to run for the upcoming presidential election, he does not need to call Cameroonians to tell them. He has to tell by the militants of the CPDM. And today, they already know and concluded that President Paul Biya will be the candidate. That is where the question, the whole issue is. It might go like this to the end, and then you will not hear President Paul Biya openly saying that I am running for, but indirectly they have done it. So we should just have the assurance that he is there and he will run for the upcoming presidential election comes 2025. And who are you going to vote for? Him or who? That is the question many Cameroonians are asking. And would your vote be counted? And if we do not trust the electoral code, what should we do? We should stand up together with the bishops, together with TFA Talking Point, together with anybody who is against President Paul Biya and even the CPDM, so that we can even disturb and disorganize or destroy the election this year, so that there should be no election. Maybe it can be postponed for a year, in which we know that if they postpone it, then with the effort and with the force that we will come with, the government will put things together before organizing another one. But if you're allowed then to go through this, President Paul Biya will still win and rule Cameroon again for another 7 years. Added to 42 years, it will make 49 years. So we will be waiting for him in 2032. And he said somebody that God blessed so much with life, he can go through the 7 years without any problem. So what are we going to do? Are we going to remain under him, suffering, crying, living in misery?